Good day, beautiful students. The time has come. Our final year examination is here. We are writing on the 3rd of November 2020. Remember the date, diarize it, and make sure that when you sleep that night, you know that tomorrow you are writing. During the exams, please make sure that you contact me when you experience problems. Do not contact me to ask me about the answers to the questions or how do you answer the question. With due respect, I would like to receive emails and phone calls that will be about technicalities that you'll be experiencing during this exam. My contact details are on the screen, my email address and my telephone number. I'll make sure that I take your calls, but please email, because with email it will be easier for me to respond to many of you in a short space of time. Unlike if you all call, because as I'm speaking to the other one on the phone call, the other one might be waiting when the phone is just ringing. When you are unable to reach me on the phone, please email. We do have different types of exams due to COVID-19. You will be aware that due to COVID-19, we couldn't do the venue-based exams as we used to, and we do have different types of exams. The first type which we are having is take-home exam, which is the one that you are going to be doing for this module. We do have randomized multiple choice questions. We do have randomized essay type. We do have portfolios. But for this module, MFP1501, you are doing take-home exam. Already there were some queries to say what type of exam are we going to take, and there are students who did not tune in our meetings which we held on my UNISA, where I clarified. That's why I'm doing this video for those students who were unable to tune on our meetings. So remember, this is a take-home exam and you are going to spend 6 hours writing it. You will ask yourself, what is it that I need for this exam? Every exam, whether venue-based, whether online, there are some resources that you need. So with this one, it's a take-home online exam. You're going to need, most importantly, a quiet space. This is exam. Isn't it in exam rooms that are venue-based? You'll find that there are even some notices outside to say no noise exam in place. So here as well, you need a quiet space where there is no noise so that you can be able to focus. You need your pen and your paper. Some of you were even asking about UNISA writing pads to say they got them, but now they are finished. Don't worry about UNISA writing pads. You can even use exercise book where you're going to take off the pages after you've written, or you can use a notebook, A4 notebook or A4 exercise book. So you have your pen, you have your paper, or you can have your laptop where you're going to type your answers on your Microsoft Word document. Another thing that you're going to need definitely is your smartphone. If you have a smartphone, what are you going to do with your smartphone? It's either you're going to download the exam paper from your cell phone, or you are going to use it to scan when you've been writing by hand. So if you don't want to use your phone to scan, you will need a scanner next to you so that at the end of your examination, you'll have to scan. The most important resource that you need for this exam are data bundles. I know that UNISA is providing you with data bundles, but just make sure that are loaded. If the data bundles are not yet loaded on your phone when you write, make sure that you get data bundles for yourself. What are the processes that are involved during this exam? First of all, you need to download the question paper. That is a given. You make sure that you download it on your laptop, on your desktop, or on your cell phone. After downloading this paper, you don't need to print. Others will think that they will need a printer so that they have to print the question paper. You don't have to print the question paper. You can scroll it as you are writing. And after downloading, you can even go offline so that you just write without connecting to the internet. You don't have to be online all the time when you are writing. So the most important thing that you need to do, make sure that this is the correct paper. This is MFP 1501, which I'm writing. And then study that paper, go through it, check the number of questions. The reason why I'm saying this, I'm just going to share with you a little scenario that happened to my son who is doing grade 12. They were writing these prelims examinations, and he happened to not read through the paper. Then there was a blank page before the last question, so he couldn't see that there is the last question after the blank page. So when he got to the blank page, he thought he has done with his exam. And when he was outside, because he says he saw other people still writing long after he finished, then he asked other people, why did you take long? And they were talking about the last question, which he didn't see. So make sure that you go through the question paper and you are aware how many questions are there. On the cover page, there's a table that shows you how many pages are there for this exam paper, and make sure that you count them and you see indeed that number is correct. After downloading, now you need to start writing. If you are writing with your hand using a pen and a paper, write. And if you are typing on the computer, do that. Then after that, make sure that you take the question paper again, you take your answer sheet, you check if you answered every question that you were supposed to answer. And then make sure that your pages follow one another, especially when you were writing by hand. You find that afterwards when you scan the pages, number one is not where it's supposed to be, or you find yourself now scanning one page twice, or maybe not scanning all the pages that you have written on. So make sure that you compare the question paper and your answer sheet. And then by so doing, it means you'll be reading your responses as well to say, did you write correctly, some spelling mistakes. Remember, I gave you 6 hours. 6 hours is a lot for you to do all that. And make sure that you answered every question. I don't expect to see blank spaces, please. When you are done checking your paper, what you need to do, if you were typing, now you have to save as PDF. When you save as PDF, you go to File, and then you click Save As. There's a drop-down arrow where you will see, because your document will be on my Microsoft Word document. There will be a Word where you are supposed to click, and then when you click it, the drop-down arrow will produce a menu with different types of files. Then you choose PDF. Then you will save it as PDF. And when you save it again, make sure that your student number is there. When you name your file, make sure that at least your student number and the module code is there, so that it doesn't get lost. And then save it where you didn't save anything yet. Before you even start writing, I advise that you rather open a folder, which maybe you name it exam or MFP exam. Then you know that after writing, you are going to save the document in that folder, because you might find yourself now uploading something that you are not supposed to upload. I've seen that with assignments, because I received some assignments where a person just uploaded the tutorial letter. So you might find yourself now uploading the same question paper which you were writing, instead of uploading your answer sheet. So if you were handwriting, now this will be your time to scan. And before you scan, make sure that you put the pages as they follow one another. Question 1, question 2, up to the last question, and then you start scanning. Before you can even save the document, check if all the pages have been scanned properly. Some of you find that you scan certain pages are in landscape, others are in portrait, and that create problems when we are supposed to mark using the JRouter. Make sure that if you scan landscape, make it landscape all of the pages. If you do portrait, make sure that they are all portrait, because when we put the ticks, sometimes it's difficult when the pages are not aligned the same way. And then before you even upload, check again that am I uploading the right document, and then you upload. After uploading, check again if you uploaded, because sometimes you become in a hurry, and then after clicking upload, you don't even check again if indeed your document is uploaded. Please check. Even if sometimes we receive an email later to say you've submitted, or you receive SMS, it might get delayed due to network problems, and then you rather just make sure. What is really important for you to remember? Make sure that you remember that you need to be disciplined. This is exam. You shouldn't find yourself now thinking that I'm given 6 hours, then I can maybe in the middle of my writing, I can multitask and do other things at home, maybe go and make myself tea. Make sure that you set up your program properly. You make your tea before you start writing. You do everything that you are supposed to do. Be disciplined. Tell yourself that as much as I'm at home, make your room at that moment an exam room. Let it be your exam room. If possible, write a note for your family members to know. Put it at the door to say, exam time, don't disturb. Another thing, you need to be able to manage your time. I'm telling you, if you are not going to manage your time, the 6 hours you are given might end up being like 6 minutes. So make sure that you manage that time. Tell yourself, I'll spend these minutes doing this. I'll spend these minutes doing this. Also, after going through the question paper, manage your time there. Tell yourself, this question, it has got this number of questions. It might take me 5 minutes. Allocate your time to the questions themselves as well, so that when your 6 hours is up, you've done everything. Avoid distractions. Like I said, you can put a note at your door to show your family members or even the neighbors that might want to come to your house. Remember, it depends where you stay. I'm from the villages wherein we don't have even a gate, so people just come in, and then as they come in, they might come, make noise, maybe trying to call you, maybe trying to ask for something. So make sure that you alert people that you don't need any distractions. And again, prepare yourself. Don't tell yourself that I'm going to be writing at home, I don't need to read. I'll have my textbooks next to me. When I see the question, I'll go through the book and check for answers. That is something which will take up your time. And again, do not copy information in the textbooks as they are, or in the study guide as they are. Make sure that you apply your knowledge. Here, you need your family or your friends' support. For example, like I just given these examples to say you might get distractions. You need someone who maybe can be outside to alert other people that you don't need a distraction. And again, if you'll be using a scanner where you're going to be putting your pages, you need someone at the end to just help you to check if all the pages are in and all that, because by that time you might be tired and then you might make mistakes. How do you prepare for this exam? Make sure that prior to this exam, I know already you are preparing yourselves. Already some of you have written other modules and maybe you've learned from your mistakes, but make sure that you organize your study space. Make sure that you use the method that you know is suitable for you. Some of us can study better using pictures. Some of us, we need music in our background. Some of us, we just need a quiet space. Some of us, we enjoy reading a lot, while some of us, we want to study highlighting with different colors so that we can remember. So use the method that you know is best for you. And then for this module, we don't have old question papers, but I put that on the slide because this presentation, I use it for even other modules where they do have old question papers. So for us, let's practice using the questions that we had on My UNISA. Remember, we used to have lessons on My UNISA. I gave you some online assessments, those formative assessments. Check them out and practice with those questions. And then, if possible, on your WhatsApp groups, organize some study groups with your fellow students and help one another. Again, we do have a discussion forum. Already, I created a forum called Revision. Go there, post your questions, post whatever information that you might need. I will come in and respond to some of the questions, and your fellow students will also participate in that. As you are studying and even when you are writing, take regular reasonable breaks so that you don't burn out, and make sure that you refresh, and make sure that you snack with some brain food. Do not snack mostly with junk food because they are not good for your brain, especially when you are using the brain a lot. And make sure that you drink a lot of water. Avoid too much fizzy drinks. Drink a lot of water because your body at that time needs the water. Your brain needs to have enough oxygen. Once you see yourself starting to yawn a lot, you must remember that the oxygen to your brain is limited. And please, 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 please plan for your exam day like you are planning for your wedding day. I would like you to take note of the following. There are announcements taking rounds in the announcement tool. Make sure that you read all these announcements because they are very much important. There's an announcement which I sent earlier last week. This announcement is about the student orientation, which some of you attended. If you didn't attend, please take down this link which is on the screen right now, and then make sure that you go and watch this presentation, because it is the information that will be helping you when you are busy preparing for your exams. And again, I uploaded information about how do you reduce files that are too big. For this exam specifically, I know that it couldn't be a large file because we don't have so many questions and we don't require any pictures. Usually the file becomes big when you are pasting some pictures on it. So I don't think our file will be big, but it's just for information, just in case. We don't know how some of you will be scanning. For example, if you are using your cell phone and then you take pictures, you take your pages as pictures, then that's when maybe they can become a large file, because the computer will read that as pictures, not as pages. This is very much important. You should know that no emailed exam papers will be allowed. Do not think that you will email me your exam paper. Already, I see other modules, people are emailing me question papers which are not even, their response papers, even if it's not my module. So please do not email any exam paper to anyone, even if you want to email to me. To me, I need an email that you will be querying something, or you will be telling me the technical challenges that you are experiencing so that I can help you. We did have some exam preparation meetings. Few of you attended. We do have 2,800 or more students for this module. But the students who attended, they were not even more than 30. So it's really heartbreaking. I understand that you are busy. I understand that you have commitments. That's why now I'm doing this video for you, because this information was given to the less than 30 students who attended the meeting. Nevertheless, if you still need to attend, to get the recording of these meetings, you can do so. I'm going to show you quickly how you get those recordings. How to access the meeting recording. You first going to log on to My UNISA. After logging on to My UNISA, you'll get the meeting tool. I think is the last icon on the list of the tools, and then you click on it. After clicking on it, you'll see the information which is now on the screen. It will be meetings, and then there are two tabs, meetings and recordings. Then you click on the recordings. After clicking on the recordings, then you'll see there are only two meetings which I recorded. The first one is exam preparation. The second one is how to tackle different exam questions. What you'll do, you will click on the playback. If you see on the information, you'll see that there are some columns. The first column is recordings, the second one is preview, status, recording date, then we have playback. On the playback, you'll see the presentation is written in blue. That blue color means this is a link. Then when you click, you are going to be able to access the recording. I would like you to access the recording about how to tackle different exam questions, because I think that can be beneficial to some of you who did not attend this meeting. Finally, I'm saying to you, exams are here. The pictures I'm showing right now, the first one with a person sleeping next to the books, we don't want to see you being like that. The second one, you can see a person very frustrated with the books in front and left, right, and center. There are books. The person is frustrated. We would like to see you being like the person on the third picture, wherein you are having fun. Maybe if there are some little bit of boring or some difficulties, but at least there are some fun, you're learning, and then you are okay. And then during exams, we don't want to see you being like the last picture where a person is saying, I've read about this last night, but I cannot remember where I can find the answer, or I cannot even remember the answer. So make sure that when you are writing, you are ready, you are refreshed, and you are enjoying the exam. Thank you so much and good luck. You know always I love you all.